Maybe I should bring the ponytail to the front so they don't think I'm bald. Okay. Ready? All right, here we go. Guys, it's Cindyrella OG. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my cousin Chima. This is the Harvard Law student that I was talking to you guys about. And today I'm going to, ask him some questions that you guys have asked me, that I'm asking him so that he can tell you, what he's telling me so he can tell you, if that makes any sense. So we're going to get right into it. What university did you attend? What was your major and why did you pick that major?
I went to Washington State University. I went there because I played football at Washington State. I didn't really know it existed before this. I went to Washington State to study political science. It's what my dad studied. He got a master's in political science and a PhD as well. So it's what I knew. And then I kind of focused in pre-law because I had an idea that I wanted to do law school. I wasn't sure yet though.
Why did you choose law?
Well, I guess so. Law school for me made the most sense because I'm a competitive person, and ever since I read Johnny Cochran's Lawyer's Life when I was I think around maybe 13 or 14, and it has his autograph on it. I read it and I loved the book and the way he described what it meant to be a lawyer and what it meant to him. And so for me, it seemed like the best career. You're out there competing against another person, and you're kind of pushing ideas and you're trying to persuade people in the courtroom to come to your side in the search for justice, in the search for truth. So that was, for me, that appealed to me. So why did I do law school? Why did I choose law school specifically? Not exactly for the money either. I know a lot of my classmates are trying to go to big law and stuff, but I'm really interested in it. I'm going the route of public service. So we'll see where it takes me, but again, I think law was probably the best fit for me.
What characteristics should one look for in undergraduate school when considering law school?
Well, so law schools usually boast that they're not looking for anything in particular, that they accept people from so many different degrees, majors, minors, etc. But I know for me, if I had to decide, if I knew I wanted to go to law school specifically, I would probably look for a liberal arts college, a small liberal arts college where I'd have one-to-one interactions with the professors, and chance to kind of develop my speaking skills, my presence in the classroom, and where I'm going to be pushed not only to read but to engage in class, because these are certain things that you'll probably have to engage with in the law school atmosphere. You'll have to read a lot, and your professors will call on you and they'll ask you questions and you'll have to kind of answer them in front of all of your classmates. So I think probably if you want to do law school, get accustomed to it. Get used to it, get your feet wet. You're not gonna exactly know what it's like, but to get your feet wet, it's probably a good idea.
All right, so we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty, everyone's basic question in law. What are the strategies that helped you succeed with the LSAT?
Oh, the LSAT. I thought you were gonna ask about law school specifically. I'm sure we'll probably get to it.
Yeah.
For me, I think two things. Number one, you have to take it seriously, and I would suggest if you're serious about getting into maybe one of the top law schools, top 25 law schools, taking a course. Saving some of your money, because maybe they run up somewhere near $1,000, but it's a good investment. So take a course to study for the LSAT. The second thing is know how you learn and know how you study. So you kind of have to know yourself when you go into these programs and when you're studying for the LSAT. So the LSAT's a test of your aptitude, and they test logical stuff, and they play certain games as well. But it's a test that can be gamed. You can learn it and you can get better at it. But in order to do that, you kind of have to know how you study and how you learn the best. And when you go into classrooms, so if you take a course or if you're studying by yourself, it'll be best if you know how you learn, so you can optimize your study time and what you're doing and know how to get better. So know yourself and then probably take a course.
Next question is, What books do you recommend for anyone pursuing law?
Now I think I probably asked the same question when I was going to law school. I sent emails out to some of my professors before I got there, like what book should I read to kind of get ready for law school. They didn't have any suggestions, and I'm not sure I have any suggestions either. I read this book, If You Want to Kill Yourself, if you're really into it. There's this book called The Common Law by Oliver Wendell Holmes. He went to Harvard, he's a famous jurist. And it talks about the development of the common law, basically how the U.S. legal system works based off of precedents and when to depart from precedents, when to hold fast to precedents, things like that. But that's only if you want to kill yourself. I'm serious. You really don't have to read much of anything. Just kind of do well in school, develop good study habits. Most of your classmates will come in, they'll be coming in from many different fields, and so they wouldn't have read anything either. So don't feel bad if you don't really know much about the law coming in.
Wendy Williams?
So, the golden question. How did you get into Harvard?
It's a lot of luck. A lot of luck. I mean, there are a lot of...
It's not luck. You got into Princeton, you got into Stanford.
You got into Yale.
You got into Yale.
Princeton.
Oh, Princeton. Okay, my bad. Sorry, guys, in Yale. You got into Yale, you got into Stanford, and Harvard.
Yeah.
Is there another one I'm missing?
Yeah, well, so I think...
It wasn't luck. Just letting you guys know that. He worked hard.
It's a dash of luck. Yeah, you can work hard, but like there are a lot of good applicants that don't get into some of these schools. But what I would say is, in your part, what you can do is make sure, if you're applying to like the top 25 schools, make sure you have a really good GPA as best as you can, and also do well on the LSAT. Those are the top two things that you can do to increase your chances to get into one of the top 25 law schools. Other than that, I think the reason I got into some of these schools, on top of my grades in the LSAT, was that I'm a diverse candidate. So don't walk the same trodden path that everybody's walked on. You might want to do, again, majors, chemistry, do different extracurriculars, be part of like a gun club or something, a key club. I'm not sure if they have that in college anymore, but Future Farmers of America, if you did that in high school, some of these things you can kind of, it makes you a diverse candidate, not the typical candidate. Candidates that they'll look through a pile and they'll be like, oh wow, that's interesting. And start developing your own personal story. Nobody really knows how people get into these schools other than the GPA and the LSAT score, but I think that would be my best guess.
Just study hard, guys, basically. And the last question, what is it like being a minority in law?
Yeah, that's a hard question. Well, so part of the reason I decided to go to Harvard, on top of the other schools, over the other schools that I got accepted into, was because they had like a critical mass of minority students in the law school already. So there was a number of us that I met during our visiting day, and I think the law school is at least around 10% black law students, which is high.
That is high.
Top 25.
That's more than UTD as undergraduates, yes.
Wow, yeah. So if you can go to a school where you're not like one out of like a crowd of people, it helps a lot. So it helps that there's like a community there for you and with you. But being a minority in the law school, you still feel your kind of status. You go into the classroom and you kind of, whether or not there are other black people there with you, you still kind of feel a need to justify your existence. But luckily for me, I had professors that kind of believed in us and believed in me specifically. They would call on us more often so that we would get a chance to kind of display why we're there, that we belong there. So I mean, in terms of the curriculum, in terms of the schooling, it's not too bad. But then on top of that, we have a lot of the law schools have what we call BALSAs, the Black Law Students Association, or APALSA, the Asian and Pacific American Law Students Association, or JALSA. There are a lot of, some of these acronyms, affinity groups basically, but they kind of help you out to acclimate you to the environment and to give you like a safe space where you can come and just be yourself and see people who look like you. So my experience at Harvard has been great. Now other people would kind of say different things. At the law school right now there's a lot going on in terms of race, in terms of being a minority in the school. There's a lot going on. If you look up Harvard Law School, you'll see it. But my own experience, because I've been able to kind of sometimes seclude myself and kind of just hang out with the people I want to hang out with, I haven't really experienced anything really bad. So I think being a minority in the law school it's a unique experience, and I think you can kind of embrace it in certain atmospheres.
Alright, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any other questions, just let me know and I'll let him know and he'll let me know the answer so I can let you know. So let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And watch out for my next video, whenever that may be.
Oh, yeah.
Chuku Ganger died.
What?
Okay. It's over.
Alright, so we're gonna get right into it, guys. Alright, so we're gonna get right into it, guys. What characteristics should one look? What university did you attend? What was your major, and why did you choose that major?
Okay, so I went to Washington.
Wait, pause. Daddy! Can you please be quiet? Daddy, can you please be quiet? Wake up.
This is crazy. That's Cindy.